The top tier of COS Americas. We are here outside of lovely Budapest, Hungary for the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring. I am joined by Bod Hod. How you doing, Bod?
Hello, I'm very well. Hello, viewers. I hope you're all very well as well. Should be in for a good race. Let's hope these guys put on their show. They normally do so. I wouldn't put anything less.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good season so far, all things considered. A lot of close racing. But we do have a couple of fellows from the European series is in here. I think X427, COS Tichy 14, I believe. Who's that? Oh, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas from the Netherlands as well. To go ahead, or to go along with Fatal and Grugrux King. I'm not going to say that too many times, hopefully, today. And yeah, and P-Dog Payton are also going to be involved here. So just getting that out of the way. But yeah, Hungary, definitely one of the most technical, I would say most demanding circuits on a driver's psyche. That you're going to find pretty much anywhere in the world. They describe it as Monaco with a little bit of runoff, and it is very much that.
Yep, 100%. Very technical, particularly that new sector. So it's always a challenge for the drivers. So let's see how these guys handle it. They are very good drivers, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting some things to get spread out a bit once we get through the first couple of corners, as I'm just trying to see here who's going to be crossing the line first. I think Tichy's already, or no, that's 427, X427 is already out on track in the Haas. We're just following along. He's on softs, while most people are on hards. They're going to take a little bit slower than 427 is going to here today. It looks like he's going to just go for it with 4 straight soft runs, which you can get here with the short circuit at Hungary.
Yep. Stops probably won't last too long in the race. Probably about 7 or 8 laps. So it'll be interesting to see how the race pans out with those soft runs if they do start on. Anyway, if Enrique sets the quickest time so far with 17.4 on the hards, it's not a bad time to start with.
Especially in the hards, I believe, yeah, 427 is not going to improve a whole lot, only 5/10 over Fenrique on what should be drastically quicker tires. But Fenrique, obviously, I mean, a big storyline here in the top Americans here through the first few races was just how unlucky he had been. And some of that was form-based, but he's really come around the past couple of races and turned it pretty much 100% around. A little too late for him to make a championship charge at this point, given the 12-race season. But Fenrique with a couple of drives of the day.
Yeah, he's been putting on a good show recently, hasn't he? A couple of from the back to the front races.
Yeah, worst to first challenges.
Both making racing, so it's been good to see.
Yeah, good to see. Yeah, good to see him on the mic last week too. Yeah, he asked me afterwards how his English was, and I was like, "You sounded Brazilian." I mean, it was fine. You just sounded like Felipe Massa.
Yep.
But but yeah, we've got all these guys on hards crossing. Now Fenrique leading that pack by 3/10 over Element, and Tichy, who is one of the aforementioned guys coming over from the European series. P-Dog making a step up into the top tier from tier 2. He's in P5. Raycon gets bumped by Wing It for P6. Raycon now in P7. DK being its teammate in 8th. Thomas Otto 70. He is in 9th. Grubrux King. I can't say that. That is too hard to say. It looks like Alp is wrapping up his lap. Alp with a commanding lead in the championship to the first 8 races. I think he's won 6 of them. 7 of them, might be wrong. They all kind of blend together when it's the same guy winning every week, but with all due respect to Alp, not his fault that he's really good. Let's see where he puts it. Into P2, 4/10 on Fenrique on those hards. 17 flat on hards is pretty rapid. Let's see how many of these guys are actually going to go for more than 1 lap on these hards. It looks like Swarner is into P4.
Yeah, a lot of guys will be looking for on those mediums eventually. Probably the better road car to start on. Probably medium to hard's the ideal strategy. for balance of high wear and pace. But the soft part I think is possible, but interesting to see what these guys look out once they get those softer tyres on. It's also interesting to see what the weather will be for the race. I haven't heard anything yet.
So. Oh, that's true. I should put a floater out there if anybody is watching and wants to put it in the Discord. That'd be helpful for us. Looks pretty sunny here for qualifying, but yeah, we can handle a surprise.
Yep. Enrique's gone out in socks, so
yeah, I did see that.
Possibly tells us good weather, unless he's confident he can make those softs last a bit. It's very early to go softs already.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Nicholas currently second in the championship. He's invalidated his first 2 laps on the hards. He's sitting down in P20. I think he's just gonna have to pit, and he might have to just throw those mediums or softs on ASAP in order to try to salvage this qualifying session for himself. Trying to look around here. I think Alp did not improve on that second lap on hards. He's stuck at the 17 flat. Venice up into P5.
So he might have had a cool down. He might be on the lap now. He's gone purple.
Purple in sector 1. Yeah, I was having some problems last week on the mini map on the stream. For some reason, it wasn't showing purple, red, green, anything like that. So luckily, I can see that today as Alp lags his way around sector 2.
The white line's very easy to run wide there, and the game is sometimes a good penalty. One of those kind of inconsistent ones though. 2 steps up now, so this will be an improvement.
3 laps on these hards. I think he's found enough temperature here to possibly supplant 427 for de facto pole, and that's a 16.671. That is a great lap on hards from the championship leader Alp. As Fenrique is right behind him. He has set a purple sector 2. Not a sector 1, but he is on the softs. Let's see where he ends up here. He's going to end up in the pits. Not happy with that. Clearly, as he ducks off into the pits. Thomas Addo 070. He's on his 4th lap on the hards. And he has gotten up into P6, but I don't think that he's going to want to stay on those for too much longer. Fatal into P10th. Just having a little look around here. Looks like Lopez is out on the hards, just starting the lap. His teammate Useless is in sector 1. I think that yellow is for an actual incident, I believe. Or maybe it wasn't. It looks like one of the Williams. I just kind of
just letting people go there.
I just saw, I saw a glimpse of a car off of that fast left-hander, probably the trickiest corner on the circuit. Easy to get wrong, easy to catch too much curve and end up into the barriers on the outside. But I guess, he probably was just letting everybody by. Being the nice man.
Last night, Juventus did that out of the lead on lap 5. It's very easy to do. So, also very easy to get warnings in part. That's probably the biggest place you're going to pick up the warnings. So, probably much. One has left.
Useless into P1 with the 612 on those softs. His first lap on track of the day. Looks like he went pretty much everywhere. Not much of a surprise. I think Useless does have pretty good pace, and I think he got a nice little hour-long practice session in prior to tonight. Looks like 427's coming across the line. Here, let's see where he ends up. And he's going to filter in the second ahead of Alp. It looks like Alp is throwing on the mediums there in the pits. And he's going to come out for a medium run here pretty soon. I think Perry is on a hot lap on those softs as well. And he has gone purple in sector 1. See if Perry can improve on that P19 he's stuck in at the moment. Obviously, not where you want to be. It looks like Raidcon has rejoined. Not sure if there was something glitchy going on with the lobby. The Swanner and Raidcon both leaving. Both Renault drivers leaving and rejoining, I think. I'm not going to speculate. Raidcon left again. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Element 10 has retired.
That's in sector 3.
It's like, oh, that's where good old Sergio Perez lost it a few years ago. You might remember him flipping over, coming out of there.
Yeah.
Interesting spot. Probably just too much outside curb there. Shot him back into the inside.
Yeah. That was, I guess, probably strong on the curb from the outside there.
As Perry has given up on that lap, I think let's go to P-Dog. He is in Sector 1. Let's see if he can go purple on these softs. Gonna be a mishmash of strategies here, I would assume. You're gonna see a lot of guys on softs, a lot of guys on mediums, a lot of guys on hards. And with a full grid, everyone after 10th place, I'm not sure what you want to go for at that point. Obviously a very tight first sector when everybody is bearing down on it together. So very easy to pick up some wing damage pretty much anywhere.
Yeah.
But we will see that later as Fenrique is finishing up Sector 2. I don't see any purple in Sector 1. I'm not sure if he has gone better and where his time is at. We'll see right here as he crosses the line. He's 1.4 seconds clear. Yeah, I think Fenrique means business here. Boy.
Oh,
and he's gonna back.
This is reminiscent of, was it Lopez a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, where he just kept going in the pits after every run.
After every soft lap, yeah. Very interesting strategy.
Yeah, definitely not sure what Fenrique is doing. He was 1.4 seconds clear of his previous time, which would have put him flush in pole position range. I think he might just be seeing how fast he can go on the softs. See if here's
hard might work, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does have a lap eventually, because the hards last forever around here.
Yeah, the short lap, so he does have a little bit of time to get back out there. Grugruck's king. I'm just going to say GGK. He improves up to 13th on the mediums. As let's ride along with Nicholas. He has gone purple through Sector 2. Oops. Definitely in last place right now. I think he is going to expect probably at least a top 5 if he wants to have any hope of closing down the gigantic championship gap between he and Alp. Let's see where he ends up. Pole for Nicholas on mediums at 16.3. Yeah, not gonna be tough to beat here, but Alp is on an outlap on those mediums, so we'll check back with him in a few minutes. 4 minutes left here as Useless, who just got bounced off the pole, is starting his next hot lap. Let's see. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I think Useless is the only one on fly right now. Unless, yeah. Let's see where this first sector goes. It is purple. A little over a tenth quicker than Nicholas for Useless on his second set of softs. As he rips around the chicane. A little bit of oversteer. She might expect him to catch a little too much of that high curb. Useless is a guy who has had a few good runs this year. He's a little bit behind Lopez in the championship, his teammate Lopez in P5 currently. But he has had a fair amount of races that easily could have ended up in podiums for himself.
Yep, he's shown pace, hasn't he?
Yep.
It's like we've seen a couple of podiums for the season ends. As he comes across the line, he won 16.3.
About 4 hundredths quicker than Nicholas. Is going to follow along here with Alb. I believe he is going to be a little bit ahead of Fenrique, who is also on his, Fenrique's entering turn 1 at the moment.
I'll keep an eye on Fenrique. Watch out.
The purple 2. Purple sector 2 from the championship leader. Looks like one of the Williams is letting everybody go by up there earlier in Sector 2. As Alp is going to round here. And it's a pole for Alp of 15.8 on the mediums. Goodness gracious.
Okay, just over a second up, but I don't know if that'll be quicker than Alp. He needs a monster Sector 3. Comes around the final corner. Overtake mode, DRS open, slight toe from the guy in front. P3 16 flat. That's also not a bad time. Only 2 tenths off Alp, so
not bad. Yeah. It's 427 back there. I'm trying to figure out who is next in line. Looks like one of them. Looks like it was Bean. Or I think Bean just started. Yeah, Bean and Arbar both just started, I think.
BK's going down the final corner on the lap. And 18th currently. Jumps up to P7 on those mediums. It's not a bad time from DK.
Not too shabby.
Second, I think, in the, or maybe third, I think it is in the AM2 Championship at the moment. For Alfa Romeo. Obviously my teammate, so good to see him up in the top 10 for now, but there's a lot of good guys still to set laps, so let's see how far he can hold it. A couple of guys have been validated laps, so.
And this is one of the better tracks when it comes to how strict it is. It's really not a huge problem, I don't think. Really outside of that quick left turn at the top of the hill. I mean, obviously there's always a couple of places where you can mess up, but right there it's not really that bad. As Swarner gets disqualified, Arbar up into P6.
He was parked on the outside of that turn 5 section, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
6. I think let people go, but then when people went, he didn't move, so that's very interesting.
Yeah, and he obviously was having some problems leaving and re-entering. I wonder if there was maybe some sort of internet issue on his end. Bean Sandwich, he is going to end up preliminarily here in P5. It looks like Nicholas is making his way through Sector 1. Fatal has crossed the line in P10, and Nicholas has gone purple through Sector 1. Should expect a pretty good lap out of Nicholas here. You would have to expect with Alp at a 15.8 on mediums. I think 5 tenths isn't asking a whole lot out of someone with the kind of pace Nicholas possesses.
Yeah, so news from the chat is Swan has disqualified himself because his lag is bad, so let's hope that clears itself up so he can still race.
Yeah, Swanner's got that country bumpkin internet out in the sticks, unfortunately. A little bit unreliable. Whereas I think Nicholas is going to pull off here, even though he did have his fast Sector 1. So if he wants to start on the medium tires with the lead group here. As for everyone else, looks like that is it. Chat, you see the top 5, top 10 here. Hit us up with any sort of predictions you have. I think a couple of you got close last week. I would say that I was giving out gift cards for it, but I'm not. Because gambling is a sin. So, Bod, what do you think? What do you think? I think this is kind of what we typically see here. Alp on pole, Fenrique and P2. It's actually shades of the opening race in Brazil, where Fenrique straight didn't go off the line, had to fight from the back, which has kind of been a theme for him over the course of the season. But Alp, not great at starts. Really his main flaw. But
I think Fenrique could be this one.
Yeah, I think if you can get him
rather than back, so and he's got good pace, only just under 2 tenths off Alp. So I think if he can get a good start and get in front of Alp, then he could be on chance to keep that, because there's not many places to overtake. So let's see how it plays out. But anyway, qualifying done. So we've got Alp, Fenrique, and then Thomas from EU tiers, top 3 on mediums. 4th is Useless, qualified on the softs. And then 5th Nicholas on mediums, 6th Juventus on softs, 7th Bean, 8th X427 on softs, and then 9th and 10th Arbar and Tichy on mediums. So a bit of a mix of tyres there actually. It'll be interesting to see how the strategies play out. How early those soft runners will pit, how long they can make them last. opposed to those mediums. It'll be interesting to see how these guys go as they start to load into quali, and it looks a bit overcast. So I wonder if there's weather on the way.
Yeah, it does.
It is a
It
dry
does.
start.
It's you know, it's not uncommon to see rain in Budapest. Obviously, you think back, one of the best races of the 2000s, Jenson Button's maiden win in a BAR Honda came in an insane wet, dry, wet race here. So it can create some drama. Typically not one of the most exciting circuits you're going to find. More technical, more challenging for each individual driver. But a little bit of weather, it'll spice anything up.
Yeah, it could really change the playing field, can't it? So let's see. It's dry for now, so let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But if it rains, it will make it very interesting. As these guys were selecting their strategies, loading in. Good showing from some of the reserve drivers from EU and AM2, which is good to see. So let's see how well they can mix it with the AM1 guys in the normal race. Especially Thomas there, P3 is a very, very good effort from him.
Yeah, for some of these EU guys, I think we had 2 Brits and one Dutchman, and it's what, about 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock in the morning over there. I think maybe even a little bit later. Rain it in Kitten. Rain it in Kitten. Peyton does comment. Thank you, Peyton. Rain at the end, so might be a bit of a scramble. Well, I guess we're just going to find that out ourselves.
Because if it's like 7 or 8 laps of wet weather tyres, then you could probably start on the hards and not have to pit till then. So I wonder if anyone from 11 to 20 will take a chance and try and push it all the way out there. Obviously, the top 10 can't. They're going to have to stop.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
That makes it interesting.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I mean, you can probably stretch those tires for a while. As long as you keep your nose clean through. I mean, it's such a tight and twisty circuit. It's not if, but it's when there's going to be some problems. On the first couple of laps, with everybody as bunched together as you would expect it to be. But it looks like Swarner is the only one. Or actually, never mind. Excuse me. Element in P15 has taken the hards, and Swarner, after being disqualified in qualifying, starting from the back, he'll be on hards as well. But it looks like pretty much uniform. Everyone except for Useless, Uvinus, and 427 are going to be starting on the mediums, which you'd probably say is the optimum strategy around here.
Yep, I think so. I think the softs won't last long enough. They'll get too hot. Tyre temperatures are pretty bad around here, and I think the hard will be a bit too slow with heavy fuel at the start. But after a few laps, the hards should get a bit of pace. But particularly if you're starting at the front and the midfield, you want to be in those mediums, ideally. So I think yesterday, trying to remember from my race, the mediums will last about 14-15 laps, and then the hards will last forever. I think I did about 20 laps on the hards yesterday, and they were only at 15-20%. So we should look to see them in probably around or between lap 12 and lap 14 is my guess.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Soft run is probably more like 8 or 9 or 10. Yeah, interesting to see only 2 guys going to go on those hards. So maybe the rain doesn't come until right at the end.
Damra's, he does say soft inners. Big rain. Matty Rabo in the comments says rain is 10 to 15 minutes away according to Thomas and Twitchy. That's interesting. So, I mean, maybe just the mediums will favor here, but as we grid up, 2 guys on softs, but there's 1 man on mediums. The championship leader in pole position for today's race is Alp, as we have the lights 4, 5. These are so glitchy, and we're off from the Hungarian. Looks like Trying to see here. Looks like Fenrique got a better start. As it actually looks like Thomas nearly split the two. As Alp's going to try to hang it around the inside, get the apex into turn 3. The long left-hander, it doesn't look like he's going to get it. I think Fenrique cut him off just barely. Yes, Eustace is into P3 behind these two. Oh! And that was a Haas that got way out of sorts coming through turn 5. I think that was 427. And now we've got Alp on the back of Fenrique as we get into the position where you're not going to see a whole lot of...
Between Alba and Dean. Alba's nearly gone around. He's dropped a couple of positions.
I'm looking at Fatal. Fatal has... Yeah, something has happened to Fatal. Looks like everybody else is still a little bit bunched up here. And Fatal was the biggest loser there. All the way back in the pack. Yeah, it's tough for Fatal. But, you know, with a little bit of rain, who knows what can happen. Fenrique is definitely going to be wanting to stretch this gap as quickly as possible. Break that DRS to Alp is useless. Now, kind of getting onto the gearbacks in this battle. Looks like they've made a bit of a break from 427 there in P3. Let's see if anybody makes a move in the turn 1. Doesn't look like it. Fenrique is going to hold on for the time being into P1. I think he just got a better start going into turn 1. But
just keep an eye on Lopez and Wing It for P14 and 15. Lopez has end plate damage, so he's lost his left end plate. So he's going to lose a lot of time, particularly around this track. You really can't afford to have damage. And also Element 10 had to pit, he's put on the medium, so he's starting on the hards. We're never going to see how that would have played out. So Element will be at the back on the medium, so let's see how much he can claw back. As we've got a Red Bull around, Terry's around, so there must be contact just at the top of the hill, unless he's lost it on the curb.
Oh, and he comes right, he almost collects Fatal as he was getting back, yeah.
Well, a couple of little losers to start with, but for a majority of the field it's looking pretty clean. Those soft runners made a good start. Useless X427 and Juventus P345, so make the most of their grip while it lasts.
Yeah, it's like Fatal, Perry, and Element are all they've all been big racers down there in P18 to 20. Unfortunately for them, it is a long race though. Don't want to say they can't get back into points contention at least. As Fenrique is going to hold off once again. Looks like he is pretty even with Alp on the ERS. But Useless really needs to get by these guys on those softs. He's only got a few more laps left of prime tire life, and he is currently losing time as Juventus makes a great move coming at turn 5 on 427 for P4.
So Thomas went around the outside and ran wide and held on to position, so he might have to get that back. Again, as I told him to. Pretty spicy in the field here. Lots of guys very, very close together at the moment. Let's hope it stays this way, because as you said earlier, it is easy if the field to spread out. It's looking good for now. Good on-track action.
Yeah, there's a tail, and Dirty Air definitely comes into effect around here with how many corners and how tight the circuit is. It looks like being sandwiched P2 in the championship currently. He's mired down there in P8. Going to want to get through everyone. I think that was X427. He is in the pits, first one to pit. At least of the guys in the top 10. As Alp continues to chip away, they have both broken away from Useless's slipstream and DRS. Pretty steady at about 3/10 here. As looks like Wing It and Lopez are going side by side. As Wing It's going to stick one in there, Lopez is going to let him by, but
you can see him struggling with that on steer.
Yeah.
That damage.
Yeah.
That's good.
And Thomas Ado, he's got the first 30-second time penalty of the race. Unfortunately for him, filling in, doing an admirable job through qualifying and the first part of the race in that Mercedes. And head back to the front, where Alp is definitely using some generous track limits through that fast right-hander entering sector 3. But the gap has really just stabilized here between these two.
He's not the only one. This guy's running wide.
Yeah, it is pretty easy to get away with running pretty well there.
Have a look at Nicholas at Juventus. I think in P5 just come onto the straight. Nicholas right behind the Williams of Juventus. DRS open.
Oh,
inside, not much room there. That was it Barrichello and Schumacher-esque?
Yeah, it was Barrichello and Williams, Schumacher and Mercedes. I think
he has got it stuck.
Yeah, I think he's got it here.
So,
yeah.
People on those mediums, so it looks like those softs might start to yield a little bit.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. That was the first thing I thought of whenever, because I thought he was going to make the move to the outside, but instead he just stuck it down and sent it.
Yep. But no, very well done there. He's going to want to reel in useless on those soft tyres, so it'll be interesting to see when the changeover point happens. But those softs still look okay. He's just in T3 and Juventus in P5. It'll be interesting to see where X47 comes out relative to them making that early pit stop. Because considering the dirty air and the traffic, then cut might work out, so keep an eye on that one definitely.
Yeah. And especially with weather coming in, it looks like the clouds are a little bit dense in the background there, but nothing on the horizon, at least directly affecting, I don't think, this race. Not sure.
Well, Juventus lost the RS on Nicholas, just moving around a bit. That's just two moves, we can't move again.
Oh, we got two moves at once.
Stopped. Oh, side by side, two rows, that's very good. Side by side still, Juventus and Thomas, who's going to hold, who's going to yield? Neither of them yet. If Thomas can hold it, he's got the inside.
Yeah, I think he's got it.
He has held it, and he's got it, yep.
Yep, and that outside, one of my favorite corners on the circuit, that off-camber long left-hander. You can really get around the outside and get traction down, unlike most other corners in the sport. It looks like
Bean's going to dive for the chicane. Oh, he's back down.
He's going to force, but he did force Juventus offline there. He skipped that second part of the chicane. But this has allowed R-Bar and DK and Tichy and Peyton all to get involved here in this midfield melee that we got going on. Is keep looking at the times at the top. I think Bean is going to try to. Looks like he was going to try some R-Bar. He's going to sneak by him.
Yeah, as you mentioned, those softs were really looking like they're going now. So smartly from Juventus getting out of that traffic. As side by side around the last corner. One who got the RF. Who is it? Is it Bean? I think they both got the RS actually from Juventus. So down at turn 1. Bean around the outside, can he hold it? Alba won't make it easy for him. So Alba's all side by side, a tiny bit of contact, but they won't be damaged. Oh, hit a bump him again. That was interesting. And they touch again.
Oh man, Bean definitely sent it there. I think Bean's getting a little aggressive.
3 times in about 5 seconds.
I think that's Perry.
Perry's round again. So
I'm not sure.
Not looking great.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure what happened there. Perry's definitely not having a great day. But back to this midfield action.
Look at DK's going to get involved. P5. Sorry, this is very spicy. I could have talking to you a bit, but there's lots happening at the moment.
Yeah, I want to see what the comment section is saying, so keep them coming, guys. But we'll check that as we get a little later on. As DK on board with DK absolutely loses it, no traction, probably dirty air a little bit. Yeah, he's gonna have to pit now. That's gonna be the end of any contention he had today, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. He was in a very good position.
Yeah, he was.
Usually kind of fighting in that mid-pack, like low mid-pack, but right up into P7, I think it was there in the fight. So let's hope he can recover for his sake.
Yeah, things have spread out a little bit as we got P-Dog. He's Paganoing down the main straightaway on Tichy. He has lost DRS on Bean Sandwich ahead. I think that DK definitely kind of split these guys up a little bit, which is probably for the better. But Tichy is going to send it on the inside. Number 14. Looking like Alonso back there in that Ferrari. I think P-Dog's going to be able to hold him off for another lap at least. But well, we didn't miss. Alp did put in the fastest lap of the race last time around, as he is continuing to just stay behind Fenrique. Fenrique with a lot more of the ERS saved up. So I think Fenrique is definitely in a strong position at the moment, as long as he doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping tabs on him, not letting him get away at all. So we've got Nicholas in P3, he's 5 seconds off, so he's going to want to catch them, but I think Alpha and Enrique are slightly pulling away from him at the moment.
Yeah, and everyone...
I'll keep an eye on that time, definitely.
Yeah, everyone that's made it this far in the top 13 are all on mediums. Useless has just pitted off the softs for mediums. He's 1 lap in. That goes down to 14. Swarner obviously having some problems at the start. He's back there in 15th without a stop on the hards. But for everybody else... Well, I think I've seen this story before with Lopez, but yeah, that is his groove hits a little bit of dirt coming out, and as we catch Groove cutting that chicane, looks like he's moved 2 seconds on the number. Fatal trying to get back into the action on the back of this train here. I think this is the last thing we used to see on C. As he was running in P3 or P4. Yeah, I think Fatal's faster than these guys right now. And he's just going to be tough to get around all of them now. And you see from Fatal's POV raid, it looks like he is glitching around a little bit. And Perry's nightmare continue. It looks like he just DNF'd in the pits. I think 2 spins in the first few laps.
He just got lapped, so once you get lapped, it's pretty difficult to come back from that. So Alpha and Enrique have now got 6 seconds on Nicholas, so they're at least half a second faster at the moment. So those two are running away 100%. Thomas still just behind Nicholas, keeping relatively close. As Phelan Raidcon. Raid is round. Once, twice, 2.5 spins. And he reverses off the track. Oh, that is not a good place to reverse.
Yeah, that's...
Lucky ghosting is on, or he would have cleaned up at 57. But...
yeah, that's a little dangerous. I was watching... He was lagging around on the screen right along with Fatal. He just kind of disappeared for a second. Not sure exactly what happened. I guess he was caught up too much outside curb. Useless is now all over the back of Fatal. Like I just mentioned, Useless is going to be trying to get through as fast as possible. I think he pit from P3 or P4 off those softs. So he's definitely looking for at least a top 5, maybe a podium here today, if all goes well. As he's going to get that move down on Fatal. Yeah.
Fatal and Useless are looking quicker than Guru and Lopez, so let's see how long they get left behind them. At least for this stage of the race.
There's Lopez. Yeah.
That pitting, Lopez is pitting, so he's had enough wheels damage. One wheel to put on to. This might help us tell when the rain's coming.
It's definitely getting more overcast. Every time we hit this main straightaway, you can tell the clouds are starting to darken a bit.
It's going hard, so up here, a little bit away still.
Yeah. And maybe Jeff is giving him some bad information, you never know.
It would be the first time Jeff tells you something a bit questionable.
Yeah, that is true, yeah. As Useless does get around Gru. I keep want to say, like, I want to say the full name, but I can't, because I never say it next time. But Useless does get around that. He's got Wing it next, but he's 4 seconds off. I think he should. He's going to be just now into the prime of the lives on those mediums, so he should be able to catch these guys pretty soon. When do you think that these tops here are going to pit?
I wouldn't be surprised to see him in the next 1 or 2 laps, actually. The undercut might be handy. Alpha and Enrique going side by side.
Yeah.
Enriquez just held on. I'll try to make a move there, but couldn't quite make it stick. I think that's the thing that can do. So time decided time to work in. Towards next never stops on the way off to try another cut. Allow him to move back, I guess, in the midfield, but Alp's definitely looking a bit racy now. As the lap car just gets out of the way there. Raid's put on the inters, so I wonder if that's a white flag call or if there's actually rain coming.
I think that might just be a lifeline there. I'm just trying to hopefully getting some kind of strat right in order to maybe get some points here, because Raid was mired down there for a bit. It looks like, is that Gru? Did he have a mistake there? Not sure
So
what
just
happened.
in the stream chat, apparently rain in 5 minutes or less, so maybe we're not too far away from this, but usually it does take a while.
You know, I'm riding along. I'm riding along with Raid right now in the third sector. I think it's just now starting to sprinkle. It is starting to come down a little bit. I think that's happening on there's like the south side of the circuit before everywhere else, but yeah, it looks like it's starting to come down everywhere now. So that might have been a stroke of genius from Raid.
Yeah, I still think it's a bit early. Usually it takes 3-4 laps to actually get wet enough.
That is, but you get a safety car and you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, well, you have to get damage anyway, so, I mean, it's not the worst if you try it.
Man, he's already last. Tichy's trying to make a move on P-Dog here. It looks like he's going to... Ooh, almost gets it. P-Dog's able to get a run out. I'm not sure. I think he's going to have it. But it looks like Tichy does have a bit of a pace advantage on P-Dog at the moment. Ray does get a 3-second time penalty on those inner. I'm sure it's... as you can see, he's ghosting to let these guys puck, because he probably doesn't know what to expect on these inners as he starts to weather in a bit. But it looks like everybody in the top 9, at least, on these mediums. They've been on these mediums for the entire race, and it looks like that is going to pay off. So we're expecting...
So when you ask me when these guys will hit, it will not be in 1 or 2 laps. It'll be whenever it gets wet enough to rain.
Yeah.
These guys will be able to hold on to these guys for long enough, as long as it's not 7 or 8 laps. My guess is probably 3 or 4 laps might get wet enough. We'll see. As Alp still can't quite get a run at Enrique again for 2-1. Just spread a little bit. They're kind of in pairs at the moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back up here because Alp is absolutely harassing Fenrique. Getting down into the 0.2 or 0.1, 0.2 range, as he is just right on the gearbox, hassling him, hoping that that Fenrique will make some sort of mistake in these slippery conditions we might expect on track at the moment.
He's feeling his mirrors, isn't he? Weaving around a bit on the straight to make sure Enrique knows he's there. His mind game there, so still not wet enough to hit. We'll see if Alp can get the run out of the final corner. It's not the longest straight either, so it really doesn't help the overtaking. But this probably is his first chance to pass the spot the track as he's too far back from him. So you really need to get a good run out of that final corner. That's particularly the case of these guys. So done it again now.
Yeah,
I might do our first penalty check for the top guys as well, actually.
Yeah, if you want to. I mean, one thing to note is that DRS is still active. Until that starts to go off, I think that they're fine to run dry tires, but it doesn't look like it's really improving at all. It's just kind of stayed there, and if it keeps raining like this, I think sooner rather than later they're gonna have to put on some inners. Look back a little bit further down. Bean in P6, Bean currently second in the championship. Nicholas is in third. Trying to chase down R-Bar, who is in P4 in the championship at the moment.
so far in the top 10, Thomas and P-Dog are the only ones with penalties, so not a factor at the moment. They've only got one each, so it's a clean race for now. Even race. Let's get yellows in sector 1. Who's that? What's it, Renault? Is that Ray? On these two?
Yeah, it's gotta be, I think, yeah, that's Raid on the inners.
That's unfortunate. It's really not wet enough for those yet, so he's going to be hoping for a downpour as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's going very slow as well. I think, yeah, he's probably burnt those off.
Yeah, probably could be. So, lap 16, we're probably getting to the end of the life of the mediums. Like, they're going to be 50-60%, I reckon now. So, I wonder, yeah, we'll be able to hang on to him long enough.
Just watching you Venice here try to make a move on 427. Looks like that was a great move from Venice to get around in there if he can get it to stick. Great move from Venice, but that's only for P12. So still a couple more moves to make until he can get into points paying position. Bean, he's still right behind R-Bar, but he hasn't been able to make a move in the past 5 or 6 laps. Just kind of sitting back there, biding his time. You know, I haven't seen these guys really race in a full wet weather setting. I'm not sure who the best is.
We've had lots of dry races, haven't we, so far? So, as Ray was picking again, he's gone new that's sort of Inters. His teammates want to also pick for Inters last lap, but he's getting swallowed up by Grill on those parts, so we're still not quite ready for wets. P-Dog picks, I wonder what he's putting on. I would be surprised for Inters actually, even though I still don't think it's quite ready. Although, it'd be pretty close.
What it is. Those are inners. Those are inners indeed. And it looks like Swarner had also put on some inners last time after he had thrown off the hards, but he's not been a factor today. He's been down there for most of the race. Yeah, we'll have to check on P-Dog's time. I guess he's not full-time in the top tier, but definitely, you know, worth a gamble, I think. Run down there in P7, might be able to gain a couple extra positions as this circuit starts to get a little looser. Looks like Fenrique is starting to pull out a slight gap, and it looks like, is that Fenrique? No, just a little bit of oversteer. I thought Fenrique was pitting, but it looks like he made a mistake on exit of the penultimate corner. Alp still can't quite close yet, and DRS is still available, which is a bit of a surprise.
Yep, so these guys are jumping early. Thomas, Arba, and Bean have all pitted, so I wonder if they've just got the call from Jet.
Yeah, yeah, Thomas.
Even though DRS still is available, I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, Alp definitely just had DRS to have been demonstrated. R-Bar, yeah, Bean, all of them. Is useless. He's gonna cycle back into P4. Honestly, if I'm Nicholas, I would probably try to undercut Alp and Fenrique. I think they have 7 seconds on him. You might want to try something a little bit different, because he does have close to 19 seconds in hand.
I still myself is quite wet enough though.
Like, yeah, I don't know either.
My header is whether there's spray coming off the tires, and it's still not really.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's been raining, but there's really no. I mean, it's not like it kind of started and then it's kind of stayed as is. But I mean, the circuit's got to be getting, you know, more wet. It is getting darker lap by lap.
I reckon these mediums will be really going off, so I can this lap or next lap. As Alp's pitted and Fenrique's not, so let's keep an eye on that. Nicholas also stays out, so Alp's the first one to bite out of those top guys. Really good Inters on.
Those are the Inters.
Nicholas inherits P3.
So you've got sector 3. It looks like a Ferrari.
Yellow.
Is that R-Bar? R-Bar is spun.
Someone else is as well. That is right again. So Looks like the track's really getting slippery now.
Good thing ghosting is on for him. They would have killed a couple men tonight. Yeah, unfortunate for R-Bar. He was in a good position there. Holding off Bean for a while. Hopefully they didn't get into each other, but Bean on these inners. I think there might just not be enough grip around the main line, around some of these faster corners. X 427 is catching up on Bean. As we've got another issue, is that Fatal is around, heading into the final, or through the final corner. Day is not getting any better for Fatal, unfortunately. But this looks like it might just throw a bit of a spanner into the works. Let's see if Enrique comes in this lap. It looks like he will react.
Losing a little bit of time. It's very close. Like, the time's pretty even, but a tenth or two.
And Nicholas is gonna
next lap. Alp would have closed in, but Enrique has pit, so I think that's a good move for Enrique.
I think Nicholas and Enrique are both in right now. And we'll follow along with Alp here to see where he comes out. And that looks...
That's on track.
Yeah, I think he must...
Get yellows. He's lost it on the exit of turn 4.
And here's Fenrique. Here is Alp. Fenrique is going to come out ahead. And it looks like he might actually... Yeah, he might have gained about a second. Maybe a little over a second. Yeah, it's over 2 seconds now on Alp. So Fenrique with a very... made that call at the right time, I would have to say. Swarner leaves the session as well.
Yeah, he's disconnected, so if he gets back in, I think he'll probably just retire in the pits. His car's been all over the place, it's really unfortunate. So it's not been the best of races for Swarner, usually running in that top 10.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, he didn't even get a VSC for Fatal's crash, even though it was quite big in important players' track, so Cody's at it again. But it's now only DK and Groove haven't hit it, so I'm expecting them in this lap. This DK's in now, and so is Groove, so everyone's on the inters now, so it's a straight race to win.
Yeah, it's a straight race, and it looks like and there's finally the message that the DRS has been disabled. Fenrique, in that entire exchange, he is. It's almost a 4-second advantage here. It is a 4-second advantage. So Fenrique, got to be said, is the big winner out of that entire exchange, waiting a lap longer, and he gained about 3.5 seconds on Alp for P1.
Yeah, he's looking good. My prediction is looking on point at the moment, but let's not say too much. There's still a lot of time left, still 15 laps, so anything can happen. That gap's at 5 seconds, so I'd expect Alp to turn it on, try and push that in, but Enrique's looking very quick at the moment as well, so we've got more yellows. Is that someone else around?
I'm not...
Nah.
Yeah, it looks like everybody... Yeah, I don't know. As 427 gets the job done on Tichy for P9. Yeah, not a whole lot of close battles here at the moment. This is the closest one. Is it looks like Lopez and Element in the background there, also within a second of each other, but with no DRS. That is a bit moot.
I've got my eye on Max 427, Tichy and P-Dog, who are pretty close, but they're not close enough to make a move yet. But I will let you know what happens there.
Kano does say Fenrique has been a beast the last 3 weeks in a row. That is true. Fenrique is definitely, he's definitely proved his worth after a tough first 4 or 5 rounds to open the season. Fenrique has been really good. Very entertaining as well while he's at it. Juventus now closing in on Wing It for P7. Looks like Wing It is really struggling in these conditions, as you can see him oversteering. And I think Juventus is just going to want to get this over with as soon as possible, because Wing It is all over the place at the moment.
Yeah, it looks a lot quicker at the moment, doesn't he? So Juventus has got some good pace. It's been good to see him get back up to his up full speed after changing to the wheel. He was a front runner in AM1 last season. Always had just a turbo, but it's good to see him regain that strong pace again, as he will try to make a move around the outside from turn one.
Should be easy enough.
Should be able to hold it.
Yeah.
As Wingett stays there, but Juventus will probably get the run out of the corner. Yeah, he does. So good move from Juventus after P7. So good from the Williams driver. Not to discount the Toro Rosso Wingett though. He's in a very good position at the moment. So let's see if he can hold on to those points.
Yeah, Wingett's definitely doing good. He just looked a little unsteady. I think Winger was just a little unsteady at first. Yeah, that's not the curse of the commentator, because that is actually what I was just saying as we ran along with Wingett getting snap overs too. But further back down, yeah, he's hanging on. But I think Juventus is he's obviously got 14 seconds to make up here, but he's not doing too bad in these conditions. P-Dog on the rear end of Tichy. Speaking of people looking a little rough in the rain.
DK have just made contact in DK's round. The P16s, so two of the AM2 guys.
Oh, and that
DK
looks
obviously in AM1 as well, but that's the second time he's gone round DK, so that's very important for us. So.
Yeah, that's definitely not good. Unfortunate for him.
Trying to get that as well now.
Looks like
P3. So it's been an up and down race with DK, mostly down from him.
Yeah, it was a good qualifying. I think he started P8 as well. He had a good qualifying. Unfortunately,
well.
Yeah, good start. I think, but going back to my point, Tichy was looking a little, looking like he's struggling a little bit in the conditions at the moment. As we got another yellow. I'm not sure who that was. I think that might have been Brew. Yeah, I think it's
Brew went wide there as well.
Yeah, now he's
nice and slow. So it looks like he might be waiting up for DK, which would be very difficult to shoot. That's just going against maybe a mistake. But he looks like he's really struggling as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult. Oh, really?
He's gone very, very slowly. Anyway, he's supposed to start at the moment. Oh, he's been tied with hits. That's a shame for the lady driver. Obviously filling in today, but
yeah, and he was flirting with the points for the most part earlier on today. So not a bad showing, but obviously things happen. In tricky conditions such as this, it looks like that yellow is going to be for him retiring in the pits. Unfortunately, I think his ghost is coming back on the track.
Looks like that pops. We're out of the way. Let's talk about experience. Talk about it's involved in incidents. But it looks like it's been nice this time. As a tool, they fight for the AM1 at the moment. On points, definitely close, but on track. As the top 7 or 8 really spread out now. So Alps held that 4.5 seconds of Fenrique, so he's not making progress. Then Nicholas and Thomas relatively even with each other as well. So I reckon this midfield fight is where it's going to be.
We do have some speculative comments here from who said that? Looks like Two Spell Wizard in the comments. Asking an interesting question. Didn't really think of this at the time, but he asked if Fenrique was running a wet setup, as he was a little slower than Alp in the dry, but now he seems to be in complete control of the race.
That is a very good point. Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that could be
hybrid setups or wet setups for some of these guys. Fenrique definitely looks, yeah, you're spot on. He looks quicker in the wet, even though Alp had the edge in the dry. So that is a very, very good observation. Yeah. As Alp gets the time penalty, so that's not helping the scores.
Yeah, that's not something you see too often. I think that's the first 2-second penalty you've seen from him all year.
That's that first, that's that fast left-hander. So hard enough in the dry, but harder in the wet. So That's 3 seconds. I'll check all the penalties again, but I haven't seen too many pop up. These guys are keeping very clean at the moment.
Oh, we do. We're gonna move back a little bit in the grid. It looks like 427 is back here. He is closing in on Wingit, who still looks like he's struggling a little bit in these slippery conditions. I might be wrong here, Bod, but it's starting to look like, you know, we might need wets by the end of this race. It is getting thicker and thicker as we go along here. The rain isn't coming down like a monsoon, but it's starting to really accumulate on the track.
So Al's got 3 warnings in 2 laps, so he's struggling a bit. Track limits. So Thomas has 6 seconds. Sabine's net ahead of him at the moment, and the rest of the tank is pretty close still. So penalty's not going to be a massive factor at the moment.
Ferrari Garage is reporting heavy rain in 5 minutes from the Ferrari Garage, so take that with a pinch of salt. But I just said, as you were looking up the penalties, it does look like it's starting to get heavier. Oh man, Wingit is just absolutely driving the tail off this thing. Trying to keep it pointed forward. He's doing an admirable job, but he is definitely struggling.
I think Elk got another warning, so if we're trying to push, but that gap's still stretching out to Enrique. It's a bit of a drift show isn't doing it at the moment. That back end is really loose.
Yeah, I think he definitely.
That's one thing I think I find with the Toro Rosso car though. Like I do feel the cars drive a bit different, and I don't really like the Toro Rosso, so I'm not sure if it's part of the feeling of that or whether his setup is just not running enough rear wing, which is also definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
With the rear wing often determines kind of your straight line speed, doesn't it? So I find that balance between stability and speed. That could be a setup thing as well.
It is a bit of a trade-off. If you want to make moves, you want as little drag as possible. I think that's just that's raid time by everybody by, it looks like. But you want as less drag as possible down the main straight, because that's really the only place you can overtake.
Yep.
So if you're banking against the rain, it's one thing, but once it starts to rain, you're definitely going to be drifting all over the place. This Wingit is doing his best Gymkhana impression around the Hungary. Yeah, he's doing a great job of hanging on to it, but definitely looks like he's running pretty low downforce back there. And he keeps it where he is.
The podium guys, I will ask about their setups. A couple of guys in chat are talking about setups, and I would like to know as well. So I'll note that. It's Ray advertising the kits, so yeah, that race had really worked out for Ray. He just got damaged at the wrong time, had the kit. The ammo turned out to be far too early, so that's a real shame for the Renault driver.
Yeah, he tried to hang on for as long as he could, but yeah, eventually it's just not really worth the frustration anymore.
Ray's AI is coming onto the track just in front of Enrique. That Renault can pull off. We've got ghosting on, so it won't be an issue.
Yeah. And it looks like I think Swarner's Renault is ahead as well.
Has Elk made a mistake? Because that gap's at 10.5 seconds now. I reckon Elk's made a mistake.
Nicholas closing in on Elk. Yeah, he must have made a mistake to turn one.
5 and 5.
Yeah.
So we missed that. Now Nicholas could be on track for P3, considering Elk's penalty. P2, sorry.
I think he is, and I think he might be able to get him on track at this juncture. I think Alt must have made a mistake in turn one. Maybe Raid's AI coming back on track spooked him a little bit, but yeah, it was 5 and 5 between these three, and now it's 10 and 2.
So Alt has 3 seconds and Nicholas doesn't, so that fight is now on for P2. And Nicholas looks like he does have a bit of pace. He's not letting Alt run away again, so holding Alt in that gap very closely. last 7 laps.
And speaking of watching gaps, there's not a whole lot of gaps to watch here. Looks like 427 on Wingit. Wingit has actually pulled away to Wingit's credit and given him some hard times, but he is doing a good job of wrangling what looks to be a car that is not easy to control in these conditions. But it is getting super wet right now.
Water has hit the wets.
It is really coming down. Yeah, I think it's only a matter of time. These guys are not going to be able to finish this race winners.
Do you reckon the wet tyres would be about 21, 22 seconds for a pit stop? Do you reckon they'd be able to make up 21, 22 seconds in 6 laps in wets?
If it's coming down like, I mean, for right now, yeah, but I mean, if you're in like Fenrique's position, he holds, as long as he's comfortable, he's fine. But I think if this continues to come down like this, it's getting worse and worse every lap. It might be, you know, for some of the guys running a little bit further down, I think it's worth the game at this point.
Yep. Some of the guys have relatively large gaps. Someone like probably Bean or Useless. Bean would only really composition doing it. Bean could gain that down, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of guys give it a go.
Yeah, but I mean, it is coming down pretty hard. I'm not sure how the wets would react right now, and whether that would make up that much time in 6 laps. But it is. I would consider this wet tire worthy, as it's really picked up in the past 5 minutes. Just right along here with Fenrique, seeing if he's having any problems coping with the conditions as he's coming up on R-bar.
He's stretching that gap.
Yeah, and he's still sliding all over the place. I have a feeling that you know, there's some things that you're born with, depending on where you're born. I think being able to drive in the wet is one of those things if you're Brazilian. He is definitely putting on a show here today, which I think a lot of guys in the comments section definitely anticipated, which no, I don't think any of us should be surprised. And I think Swarner has gone around. Swarner has gone around in Sector 2, and he's, look at him, he's jumping all over the place.
Always. So, pitching, Element, and R-bar.
And Fenrique is in the pits. Fenrique is in. He follows R-bar in.
Right,
Fenrique is coming in.
So I wonder what Alp will do.
Let's see. Alp is going to stay out. But look at how slow he's going. He cannot keep.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose more time here, and I think Nicholas is following him. I think Nicholas should follow Fenrique. Yeah, they're going real slow. Fenrique on the wets. I mean, these guys. He's gonna come out well ahead of Thomas there in P3. Is Thomas's pit as well for the wets. One would have to assume, but I think Fenrique is going to have to find these wet spots on track, and I think he's probably going to be able to make up that time.
BSC. Wonder what that's for. There's no one around or anything. That's very quick BSC.
Yeah.
I wonder if the BSC is out when they pit. I didn't really notice that, but Bean and Useless at pit as well, so it looks like just about everyone's coming in.
Robert's going to get over.
Stays out, Wingit stays out. Takes 7's in, so...
I mean, look, I don't blame... I mean, we got less than 5 laps left here. I don't blame Alp or Nicholas for staying out, but I think Fenrique is going to be able to track these guys down. As he's pretty much raced the past 3 weeks, he's been... it's really animated every single race that we've had. With some like worst to first kind of challenges, and it looks like we might be in for another one here with a difference in strategy. You can see Alp there coming through the penultimate corner. Alp is going to stay out one more time. He has made his bed Alb's going to have to make this work in order to win his 7th race
Alp's
of the
really
season.
struggling. Yes, that gap's down to 2 seconds again between him and Nicholas. Is up to 3.5. About 2 laps to go. Yeah, Enrique looks in prime position. Nicholas is still on track to finish ahead of Belt. So
Yeah, that's
that
true.
race is still
And I guess Fenrique would be as well.
yeah. I would be
Cool.
surprised if Enrique
Whoa!
gets Nicholas.
Yeah, and you can just see the difference in traction coming out of there. Is Sector 2 looks like a Renault is off again. I think that's Swerner. I'm not sure what's going on with Swerner. He might have.
He'd be getting for more into this. So he picked one lap for the hard, the wet, and he's getting into this. So not sure what's happening there. Another very second period of he's in position in the race. If not counted, he doesn't get tired up, but he should get by on the track. As Al loses the back end again, he's really tired.
Yeah, we're counting down. Looks like we're down to 3:10. So all that matters now is Federico can just break so much later. He can exit so much sooner. It's only a matter of time. Federico just has to be safe in making this move. Don't want to do anything too drastic here. But I think he should be able to get it. Ooh, look at him on the edge. He is on the edge of traction coming through the final corner. He's right there, yeah. And Alp's not going to put up a fight. Well played. I think Fenrique made the absolute right strategy calls all day long today. So props to all of those at McLaren. Great job from Fenrique.
I mean, it's not going to catch up to very well. He's not going to get as close and lead that. But I mean, he's got the win, so in that regard, this strategy is spot on. Just making sure that he did that win, taking risk out of it, staying in because.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a right call from back. But I think the time is far back to catch Nicholas, 18 seconds. So top 3 might be set far and major problems.
Yeah, all things considered here, Alp is going to have the fast lap of the day. 19.6, so we'll get that extra point, but it looks like right now he will be finishing in P3 on that 3-second time penalty. So you look through the field, Wing It. Probably, don't want it to come off like I was being rough on Wing It. Wing It was definitely wheeling that thing around. He definitely does not look like that car is agreeing with him. And he's still he's drifting around every corner. He is up 10 positions, started P18, so great job from Wing It to hopefully snag some decent points here today. Being sandwiched P2 in the championship, I think he will be overtaken by Nicholas for second position if all stands. And Lopez in P6 or in P10 up 6 spots. P-Dog also coming up from the second division of America into P9. Nice 2 points for Racing Point here today. But
we'll left. Chat if you want to get your vote for driver of the day. A couple of worthy recipients possibly. So you let us know what you think and we'll decide a bit later. But yeah, Wingett's got a good shout for that. I think making up all the conditions and holding on to that car. Obviously, if Enrique is going to be a contender for that, just pretty much on race pace, particularly in the wet. He's got that gap out to 8 seconds. But he could get that 12-second gap by the end of the race. So
looking useless in P6. He's made 3 stops.
3 stops.
Yeah,
got more to hang on to that pace instead.
Yeah, just the classic 3-stop P6.
Soft to medium to inters to west. So
yeah.
Yeah,
so definitely. I think Eustace actually did lose. Yeah, he lost a couple spots, but I think that was definitely an interesting day for him and to be able to get some points. Not too bad. But yeah, I think most of the praise should be on Fenrique as he comes around for his final lap, and this circuit is turned into a water park here outside of Budapest. As Fenrique for one last time.
Juventus might have made a bit of a mistake. Yep, he's got in-plate damage, Juventus. So he's gone around somewhere. So Wingett's up to P7 now.
Wow, look at that.
Juventus down to P8. So another position for Wingett. Super dry controller, so if we can hold on to it for this final lap and a half that it needs to do. Juventus should be able to hang on to that P8 from Hayton behind, who's also in the infantries.
You would imagine, but you look at 427 on the back of P-Dog, and P-Dog is not sure if he lost it or if he was just letting 427 by because 427 was a lot faster. I think Payton might actually be losing a lot here. He's Lopez is also on the inners. But, boy.
What? 2.8 seconds. I reckon he could get Juventus.
Yeah, I think he could. Juventus just searching all over the track for that wet tarmac is I think Fenrique here is entering the third sector, and it looks like he is going to win.
He's already got Juventus. It's a lap to go.
Oh boy.
But yeah, let's head on with Fenrique.
Well, yeah, Fenrique with a outstanding drive here in the wet. We talked about it earlier. Fenrique, definitely he has come into form here, and what a way to do it in a waterlogged Hungarian Grand Prix. Well done to Fenrique. Alp, I think...
side by side.
Is Fenrique just going to finish and leave? Where did Thomas come from? Oh, God, almost wet. And I think, is that... No, wow. Thomas also had a penalty, but Nicholas does get P2 in the racing point. Alp into P3 is we've got cautions down further in the field, looks like. I don't even know. We can't keep up with it. I think that was...
DK, he's lost most of the
I think DK just kind of lost it there. And, looks... Oh no, Wingett! Oh, Wingett just... On the inners, he just slid a little bit, and 427 looks like got him.
Wow, so 47's made up 2 positions and about 10 seconds in 2 laps there.
Not terrible. Yeah, 427.
Absolutely. So P7 for X47, Wingett should hold on for P8. And Element, decent recovery after a couple of early problems. Up in the points, P9, and Juventus should hold on to the last point position with that front wing damage he sustained a lap and a half ago.
Oh, P-Dog is right on his tail though.
Yeah,
looks like
off the line. So that's that.
Well then, I mean, we started this broadcast off, and you told me not to get ahead of myself.
Well, that turned out just fast, didn't it?
Yeah, turned out pretty good. Can't complain. Can't complain too much, but again, Fenrique with an absolute masterclass in the wet. Dominating Alp on inners, then coming back on wets, making the ballsy move at the time, and then coming back and dominating a little bit more, just for good measure. Yep. So good job to Nicholas, who I believe takes over P2 in the championship from Bean, and then Alp, who will regain his championship lead, but definitely won't win every race this year.
That's a nice cold podium, isn't it?
Absolutely. All the
so the weather's magically turned dry in the background, as it always seems to do.
There's a rainbow out.
So then Fenrique will take the win by 23 seconds in the end, which is absolutely massive considering it was only 2 or 3 seconds with 4 laps to go. So phenomenal drive. Nicholas will take P2 on Alp's penalty. Alp got it on track, but Nicholas will grab that, and that's the podium. Thomas, the EU reserve, has done very well for P4, Bean Sandwich P5, Useless, X7 Wingett, Element, and Juventus will take the rest of the points. Relatively clean race in terms of penalties from the field. A couple of little incidents, a couple of mistakes due to changeable conditions, but a good race in the end, considering it's Hungary and it can often throw up a bit of a snooze fest. So I think that was a good one. What do you think?
I think that's about as good as it gets for Hungary. That was fun from start to finish. Strategy obviously paramount at the beginning, but then it turns into, is it going to rain? Are they going to need inners? And then are they going to need wets? And I think Fenrique eventually answered that question, that they did need wets. And he winds up winning by 20 plus seconds.
So I'll get those three into the party for our podium interviews.
Oh, what am I doing? Try to show room and read the chat at the same time. So we can take a look at this beautiful McLaren that won here today. The number 69 McLaren, not the 55. A very nice victory for Fenrique.
Good looking car, isn't it?
It's
Not many orange cars in the grid, is there?
No, should be more.
We've got all three podium getters in the party. That's good. Been a while since we've had that, isn't it?
It's been a while, yeah.
Very good. Hello guys, how are we? Alrighty.
Yeah.
Ready to get started? Looks like we are. Alright, cracking race, eh? Start to finish, lots of surprises. Start with our winner, I guess. How was the race from your perspective?
Oh man, it was a hard race, really hard. In this track you need always be attention on the tires and on limits of the track. I don't like so much, but I'm surprised for I finished it in the podium. The rain condition really changed the race for me.
Yeah, it definitely threw in an interesting factor. Lots of variation on when people pitted for inters.
Yeah.
Looks like you got it spot on, so you managed to get that gap out from under a second to a couple of seconds at that pit stop. And then the decision again at the end to go to hards. Sorry, not hards, the full wets. That looked like the right one.
Yeah. I thought I lost the victory, when I pit for the wets, but I was gaining really seconds behind Nicholas and Alp. So yeah, I finished it with 11 seconds ahead. I don't know.
Yep, it was a big gap in the end. So fast drive, you got a couple of votes for drivers today. So super
Thanks.
job.
Yeah.
After
Yeah,
good
and,
qualifying as well.
you know, Bad,
Who picks the fastest lap?
I think Alf did just.
yeah, I've got it by I think 3/10.
Yep. I want to
but-
ask you also, Fenrique, about your setup. Did you go a bit more wet? Because a couple of guys in chat noticed that you were quicker in the wet, whereas Elton might have had the slight edge in the dry.
Yeah, Spa. In Spa last season was crazy in the wet. We had dry, wet, and dry, so it was crazy.
So, all right, on to P2 then. Nicholas, hello. Can you hear us, mate?
Poor Mike again.
Oh, possibly. I'll check chat to see if he's there.
I did want to ask Alp, coming off of what Fenrique said whenever he threw on the wets there at the end. At that point, Alp, were you just gonna do whatever he didn't do, in order to hopefully gain some sort of advantage?
Didn't even consider it an option. I thought this race would be similar to Austria earlier this season, where it really rained at the end, but it wasn't. Switched to full wets, and yeah, I didn't even realize it hit until I passed it. So it was never an option for me. That was the wrong choice. So I'm a bit disappointed about that.
Yeah, because I thought it was kind of weird at first, because you could see that it was starting to come down really hard, and then by the end of the race, it was. I mean, it looked like an absolute flood, aside from the racing line. So, I mean, we were kind of relying in the Twitch chat from the Ferrari garage. They had said heavy rain in 5 minutes, so I kind of didn't really put a whole lot of stock into it, but it looks like the Ferrari Garage actually got this one right.
Yeah, set it for the final slot, the pre-race thing, the weather predictions. It was a mistake.
I wouldn't think too
I
much
never
about
had a space anyway in the wet, so I don't think I would have been able to win that race.
And I had a question for Alp. Alp, you got how many percent in the mediums? You stopped in lap 16? I don't know.
Wait, my tire wear?
Yeah, on mediums. How percent?
Yeah, it was around 60, 65%, I think.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Hey, we didn't have the same kind of telemetry we had last week, unfortunately. But yeah, you guys were really even that entire first stint. It was a lot of fun to watch. I kept thinking that Alp would probably pop out at some point, but Fenrique, you really kind of held him off.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wait, who's done? Wait,
Sorry,
is
I'm
that a
just trying to
question for me?
Nicholas in.
Are we getting Nicholas?
So he can hear us, but we can't hear him. I think his mic's a bit not great.
Yeah, it might be the whole volume thing. Like you need to.
He's suggesting do a Discord call, but I'm not sure how we'd get that onto the stream.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do it today.
Yeah. Let's just ask. I mean, if he has like a sentence or two that he wants to say about the race, then be happy to read it. But no need to drag it on for longer than we have to.
I'll just try one more thing. Give me 30 seconds.
Oh, Alp, where are we at next week?
Italy.
Beautiful.
And I have a chance to wrap up the title next week.
Hey, we weren't going to mention it during the broadcast. We actually talked about that pre-race. We didn't want to make it seem like more of a blowout than it already is. But thanks for advising us. Yes, Alp does have a chance. Ladies and gentlemen.
If you win, you pick the driver championship.
No, I need to win the race, then need you to come P4.
Okay.
Enough to go.
Yeah, no pressure. I'm trying to tally the comments during the stream.
So, hello. Sorry, I just disconnected a bit. Just chatting to Nick. So he's just gonna type quick answer. So if you've got a question for Nick, then let me know, and I'll look at his answer.
The only thing that it's pretty much the same thing that I asked Alp was just whenever Fenrique went to the pits for wets, whether he realized it and whether he thought that it was just a better idea to just stay out on the inners and try to stay ahead that way.
Yep. All right. So tire strategies. Alright, first he's congratulating Fenrique, so cracking race, mate.
Thanks,
his words, unbelievable pace and awesome drive. I think a lot of us can agree with that, so...
Oh, so much sportsmanship here on the podium.
It's great to see, it's so good to see, isn't it?
Sportsmanship, pass it on. Makes me want to do better in my own life.
Yeah, so he had the same thoughts as Alp, being too late to pit for wets, so that's why he stayed on the winters. Honestly, if I was in your position, I would have done the same, so
yeah.
That's definitely understandable. It was about a 50-50 split between the fielders to who pitted for wets and who pitted for winters. So Nicholas didn't realise how much it would rain, so again, props to Henrique for doing a perfect call pitting under the VSC. On the VSC, actually, I didn't see that pop up. Do you guys know caused that?
Might have been a runner, but I'm not sure.
Okay. So yeah, Nicholas just says he thought it was too late for the wets. Again, great race to go to help with Enrique. So sorry viewers for the roundabout interview, but it's the best we can do considering circumstances. Maybe we're going to keep an environment right.
It definitely provided for quite a bit of entertainment a little bit later on in the race, and I think that wound up being a lot better of a race than you or I expected, Bod. But definitely a lot of fun. And with that said, I think for Fenrique and Alp and Nicholas from the chat and my co-commentator Bod, we will be at Monza next week. But for now, we're going to wrap it up here from Hungary, and hopefully everyone has a wonderful weekend. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next week.